This video might not stay up long, so download it before you watch the rest. And I say that because I challenge a common product in the beauty industry that has been recommended for decades by dermatologists as the gold standard for beauty. They recommend it for everything from wrinkles to smoother skin to managing hyperpigmentation to acne. They even recommended it for me when I presented 20 years ago with perioral dermatitis. I'll never understand that. So if you care about your health, yes, your health, because this ingredient actually can cause systematic issues, not worth the trouble. We're gonna go into it in detail in this video. If you're new here and you don't know me, my name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun. I am here to be your guide to better skin naturally, without sensitivity and without intervention. And you probably guessed the product. It is Retinoids. I will break them down, I explain what they are, give you alternatives, and tell you why exactly you should run the other way if a doctor wants to prescribe a retinoid to you. Retinoids have been wreaking havoc for years on skin barriers, causing inflammation, and it doesn't stop at irritation. Synthetic vitamin A derivatives have been linked to severe long-term damage. Depression, birth defects, psychosis, even suicidal thoughts, immune dysfunction, and irreversible vision issues, all of which have been well documented. So why are dermatologists still pushing them? Well, that's a systematic issue we won't be talking about in this video, but we'll definitely delve into vitamin A, what it is, and all the trouble that it can cause you, but also offer you safer alternatives that are better, that can give you that great skin for the long term. So what is a retinoid? Retinoid is a form of synthetic vitamin A, but let's just talk about vitamin A as a nutrient. It is an essential nutrient that's important for your thyroid function, for skin health, for immune function, you name it. We absolutely need it. We just need to get it from the right source, and it's definitely not retinoids. Excess vitamin A, especially in its synthetic forms like retinoids and Accutane, can affect every organ in your body that requires hydration and moisture to function properly. Your eyes, your gut, your joints, even your brain. Yet, dermatologists are still pushing it without warning you of the potential severe consequences. Synthetic vitamin A is one of the most drying substances that you can introduce into your body. It strips the lipid barrier of your skin, causing inflammation, irritation, flaking, redness, sensitivity, you name it. It shuts down oil production in the skin and scalp, leaving you with brittle hair and sensitized skin. It dries out mucous membranes in your eye, nose, even your gut, leaving you with potential chronic eye issues, sinus dryness, as well as dysfunction in the gut. Your eyes depend on the delicate balance between water, moisture, and nutrients to function properly. But when systematic vitamin A floods your system, the damage to your eyes can be irreversible. Accutane users and long-term retinoid users have reported severe dry eye syndrome, corneal thinning and damage, decreased night vision, and increased eye sensitivity. Again, not worth it at all. So the other organs that are affected are your liver, because vitamin A can actually cause liver toxicity when consumed in excess. We need to keep in mind that it's a fat-soluble vitamin, which means your body can never ever get rid of it. So it just continues to build up. So if you have too much, that will lead to that cellular toxicity affecting the liver in a way that could be permanent. And you've probably seen accounts of Accutane leading to depression, severe anxiety, suicidal thoughts. That's because vitamin A can disrupt neurotransmitters in your brain. The next one is an interesting one. Overuse of retin A can lead to joint and bone dryness, affecting your collagen. Isn't that interesting? We supposedly boost collagen production on the skin topically while sacrificing collagen that is keeping our joints really lubricated and functional. And the last one is gut irritation, because excess vitamin A can dry up that mucous membrane that's so needed to feed our gut bacteria. It can lead to leaky gut, which now can create a cascade of inflammation all over the body, affecting the skin just from a different angle, negatively, of course. And you're probably wondering, if retinoids are so damaging, why are dermatologists prescribing them so easily to everybody and recklessly, I must add, in my personal opinion? I don't know the full answer to that, but my best guess is that we are led by the pharmaceutical industry. So much more value put on anything that's prescription. Additionally, there is this notion that's been created in the beauty industry that if something is aggressive, if it's peeling your skin, burning, it's causing redness, it's working. And that is not the case. I found that out the hard way, and I've worked with thousands of consumers over the last 28 years, and I've seen all types of approaches to skin. The best approach is the gentle one. And that does not mean skipping on any good ingredients. I believe in vitamin A, just not in aggressive prescription retinoids. And so it's just a matter of getting every single ingredient that your skin needs to thrive without damage and sacrificing that delicate lipid barrier. And of course, not sacrificing health. It is not worth it to have few less wrinkles or less pimples at the cost of gut inflammation or depression. So next time you see your skin burning red, it doesn't mean it's improving, it's screaming for help. All right, I've painted enough of a gloomy picture. Let's get into the solutions. So let's talk about the functional beauty approach, and that is how you get that really necessary vitamin A from the inside out and the outside in. And believe me, if you do it from the inside out, you're not just helping that very small part of your body, you're helping your entire body, because you need that vitamin A for every cell function. So the very best way to get it is through your diet. The richest food in vitamin A is going to be beef liver. I have my very favorite one on my website. It's grass-fed, grass-finished. It checks off all the boxes, and I have the most stringent criteria on the market. Eggs, cod liver oil, salmon. I have a comprehensive list in my nutrition course. I highly recommend it because it's the blueprint for how to eat for great skin. But let's get back to some of those amazing foods. So animal products will have the real retinol. For those that are vegan or want a varied diet, and that's me, I like to get all sources. I like to get the animal source as well as the vegan source, just to make sure all bases are covered. I would suggest consuming a good amount of pro-vitamin A foods or beta-carotene foods. So some plants that are rich in beta-carotene, which converts in your body to retinol, are sweet potatoes, squash, carrots, basically anything orange, and then dark leafy greens like kale and spinach. Bonus tip: always consume your vitamin A with omega-3s or healthy fats, because that enhances the absorption of that vitamin. Now, let's talk about topical skincare, because I'm sure that's what a lot of you are dying to hear about. Small doses of vitamin A derived ingredients are okay. I love Grand Active Retinoid. I actually have my very favorite on my website. It's called Bloom Effects Overnight Retinoid Serum. I'm extremely sensitive. I use it a couple times a week. I do extremely well with it. If you want an actual retinol, there is another one that's fairly new that I just added. It's from a brand called Tonic. Low dose, very effective, and you just want to ease yourself into it. And then you have retinol alternatives, which I adore. Those are the ones I've been using for many, many years. And keep in mind, I'm 47 years old. And just probably about a year or two ago, got into the Grand Active Retinoid, and now the actual retinol. From probably age 26, 27 till about 44, 45, I only used retinol alternatives, and then retinols from natural oils like rosehip oil, bakuchiol. So there are so many natural ingredients out there that have built-in vitamin A in low doses. So I adore, and I talk about this all the time, rosehip oil, if used correctly, because rosehip oil is fragile and can turn against you if you get it in the wrong form, or if it's in a clear bottle, or if it's oxidized. It's very fragile. But let's just say you're using a good high quality rosehip oil correctly, that is delivering low doses of trans-retinoic acid to your skin, which converts into retinol within your skin. So that is a gold mine for those that are sensitive specifically. And I really, I partly give it credit for maintaining my skin into my late 40s. And I want to circle back just for a quick moment to Accutane. Accutane is a phenomenal retinol alternative that's actually anti-inflammatory. So for those of you that are like, you know what, you haven't talked me out of my tretinoin, I will continue to use it. I recommend pairing it with Accutane because it's going to start taking a little bit of that edge off. It'll be reducing some of that inflammation that the tretinoin is causing. Now, let's talk about tangible solutions for those specific skin concerns that retinoids are typically prescribed for. So I'll talk about acne, hyperpigmentation, and wrinkles. On my website, I have guides. They're free. They suggest products that you can purchase. And then I have courses. So courses, they go very deep, explaining the root causes and the various remedies from a dietary perspective, supplements, and then of course, topicals. But in this video, we'll keep it short and succinct. Step number one for acne is to balance your gut hormones. It can take you time to get there, but everything starts with the gut. Acne starts in your gut. Whatever happens inside your body is reflected on the surface of the skin. So anytime you are consuming foods that are perceived by your body as inflammatory, you're going to have that reaction if you're acne prone. So two culprits are going to be dairy and gluten. So many of us are sensitive to that. Our systems are actually not even compatible with dairy from a cow because of all the growth hormones. So that's typically the first place to look. Most of the clients I've worked with over the years, that's the very first thing I do when I do a consultation is cut the dairy. And very often acne starts diminishing just by cutting dairy. I mean, given that they're using a good skincare routine that's not introducing petrolatum and other sensitizing and pore clogging ingredients, but dairy typically is the first place to look. Other ways to optimize your gut function is to start taking probiotics. DIM is a phenomenal supplement. I highly recommend it for those that are breaking out. I will link it up in the description below. And I would suggest optimizing your detoxification. So greens or dandelion, those will help get rid of those toxins that typically show up on the surface of your skin. Detoxification is paramount to prevent those toxins from showing up on your skin as acne. You want them out of your system. Second tip for acne is to regulate your sebum production naturally. So instead of drying up the skin with retinoids, try niacinamide, omega-3, as well as zinc. Zinc is phenomenal. It works every time like magic. A gentle, topical, non-pore clogging skincare routine is a must. Every single product that's on my website has been vetted to not have all the comedogenic ingredients and the nasties, the sensitizers, the irritants, carcinogens, hormonal disruptors. All of that is out the door. So it's a really tight curation that's super clean and compatible with long-term use without the risk of dehydration, dryness, or sensitivity. If you want me to prescribe a specific routine for your skin, feel free to let me know in the comments what your concerns are, what your specific issues are, what you're using. So tell me a bit about you and I'll be happy to create a routine just for you. Next is to support your skin's detoxification. Just like we're detoxifying the body, we're also detoxifying topically with a clay or sulfur mask. And the last thing I'll say on acne is to strengthen your barrier layer. Most people now have a compromised barrier layer because of over-exfoliating, because of all the different layers that they put it on with K-beauty, and of course, overuse of retinoids. So we want to scale back from all of that, simplify your routine, focus internally, and strengthen that lipid barrier with jojoba oil. Even better if you do it in a mix that's designed to strengthen your barrier, and that's called Barrier Repair Serum. All right, now let's talk about hyperpigmentation. So the obvious place to start is always realize what the culprits are. So excess heat, not wearing sunscreen, hormone imbalances, tools. So a lot of these tools like heat tools and RF, even microdermabrasion, chemical peels, all these things can give you that instant gratification, but then you've caused such an imbalance in your melanocytes so that pigmentation comes back angrier, stronger, months later at times. So with hyperpigmentation, I cannot emphasize it enough. Go gentle, go with the skin, not against it. Load up on antioxidants. So a lot of that discoloration has to do with just simple oxidation. So it's like browning. Think of an apple that you cut up, it starts browning immediately. That is happening to your skin, especially if you have a high carbohydrate intake. So if you consume a lot of sugar, that oxidation becomes much easier to manifest in your skin. So the solution is obviously to clean up your diet, but also increase your antioxidant intake. So things like vitamin C, B vitamins that have niacinamide built in, CoQ10, glutathione. So anything that boosts your antioxidants within the body internally can improve your skin drastically, your skin's clarity and hyperpigmentation. And then there are things you can do topically. So the very same thing. You can apply high quality vitamin C serums. And I say high quality because 99.9% of the vitamin C's on the market are based on L-ascorbic acid, which is GMO. It's unstable, it's sensitizing, it just has too many issues. And that's what you find in even the most expensive vitamin C's. I want you to think about the most popular one out there. It's almost $200. That is still L-ascorbic acid. You can also use ingredients topically like azelaic acid, niacinamide, but please avoid hydroquinone, kojic acid, they're bleaching agents. So you'll pay for that bleaching later. And the last thing I'll say on hyperpigmentation, I still run into many consumers that do not use sunscreen. This is the one thing I don't understand because trying to fix hyperpigmentation is so much more costly. It's painful. It's just, and it's not even guaranteed. It's so difficult to do versus prevention. You can invest in a high quality sunscreen. If there is one skincare product I would recommend you use, let's say you don't have a budget, you don't care for skincare, you're not high maintenance, totally fine. But if you care about how your skin looks and you're bothered, and obviously if you're watching this video, you care about how your skin looks, sunscreen. Just cleanse gently and use sunscreen. That is all. So if I was to recommend one product, it has to be a zinc sunscreen. Zinc is phenomenal. It gives you that broad spectrum protection from UVA, UVB. If it's tinted, it's even better because the tint, usually iron oxides, will protect you from blue lights, which we're exposed to all the time now in front of our screens. So just protect. If you're protected, you're not contributing to that dysregulation that happens in your melanocytes. So the best thing you can do for your skin is to just defend it from damage. Now, if the reason that you are using retinoids is to help reduce the depth of the wrinkles, I highly suggest watching the video Collagen Banking. I'll be sure to link it up right here. It goes into detail about how to build that collagen from the inside out and the outside in without compromising your delicate lipid layer. Have you used retinoids? What has been your experience with them? I am dying to learn. Please let me know in the comments. And until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.